you said that those sort of elements, enthusiasm, things like that, come naturally to you, and they are who you are as a person. Is there anything that you found along your coaching journey that you did struggle with, a characteristic? And if there was, how did you become aware of that?
Yeah, I still do. Like, as I said, that comes easy for me. In terms of, as I said, I think it's a relatively new thing in terms of the studies, and it's the sort of de rigueur thing at the moment, but it's so true about getting to know your players. They're just not like, all right, see you on a Sunday morning, you're a rugby player to me. Actually, getting to know your players, it's proven that if there's a bond between the player and the coach, the players are more likely to perform for you. And I think I'm very good in a team situation. Like, give me a team, I can make them better, and I'll create a bond within the team. But I probably wasn't great at the one-on-one stuff. And so I know it's always on my list of things to do. Make sure you chat to at least one player today or in the session. And I don't always, because I'll get caught up in like the organising of getting everything ready, and then suddenly someone's there and we're into it. But it might be walking from the change room to the pitch. It might be you arrive at the same time as the player. And it might just be, how you doing? How's your week been? Do you play any other sports? How are your parents? Like, just getting to know a little bit about the player. And you might not get much back, especially with youngsters. Like, they're like, why are you asking? Like, yeah, I'm all right. But then the more you know, and there is a deep actual caring for them, the next time you ask, you get a little bit more. And then suddenly, when they're not training well, you've got that reason to go, notice you didn't train that. Everything okay? And be like, actually, no, I've had a really bad week of school. I've been suspended and I'm a bit down. And it's like, that's fine. It's understandable. So I think so for me, that's the thing that I'm all constantly sort of thinking, get to know the players, ask about them. And again, and you build trust. And once you've got trust, then so much is possible. And I think going back to those Dulwich days, there was a massive trust between me and the players, and then you get that buy-in. So, but it doesn't come easy to me, and it's something to work on. And like, another thing I've put is like positivity. So I'm a half glass full. I'm very positive, but a mate of mine who's a very good coach, he's sort of always a warrior. Always things can go badly, but when he's coaching, the way he speaks is always very positive. So, for example, a great example of this would be before a game, you might say, right, we're going to make all our tackles. We're going to look after the ball. And if we play really well, but they beat us, so be it. Or you can say, don't miss tackles, don't drop the ball, and if you do, we're going to lose. And you've said the same thing. It's totally the same message in your head that you're putting across. Yeah. But the way players hear that is totally different.
Yeah.
You said exactly the same thing. We're going to make our tackles. Don't miss any tackles. Yeah. And it's sort of just checking how you speak, and that's probably the thing that coaches might not think about. And I think it's a real try and be positive. Sometimes the team you're coaching, it needs a bit of kick up the backside, and it's like those standards aren't good enough. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not all airy fairy. Like, sometimes you have to demand standards, but you want to try and be positive as much as possible.